Alright, we just finna watch this last one.
This is 1,000 mosquito eggs.
Now we on our science shit. Biology shit. 1,000 mosquitoes versus blood. Not gonna lie, I don't fuck with mosquitoes. I actually hate these niggas. When I was a kid, I would get bit up crazy. Nigga, one time I had 2 mosquito bites on both ends of my forehead. Like I had fucking horns coming out my fucking forehead. That shit was mad embarrassing and mad annoying. I was not fucking with it. Bro, I had mad mosquito bites on my arms, mad mosquito bites on my fucking legs. Like, do you know how annoying a mosquito bite is? I'm not gonna lie. Like, niggas around me did not have mosquito bites like this. I feel like I had, like, good tasting blood type shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why do I always get bit and niggas are not getting bit around me? I was overly irritated. Overly. Hold on.
And in just a couple days, they're going to hatch into 1,000 actual flying mosquitoes that I'm going to be doing the most interesting experiments with, like feeding them a pool of blood. Anyways, right now, the mosquito eggs we have are dormant, but all they need to hatch is a bit of water. The second a dry mosquito egg touches water, the embryos inside absorb it and basically come to life. And literally within only a few minutes of adding in the water, check out this area right here. A tiny little white speck started to poke out from the top of this single egg. Everyone, this is a mosquito larva, also known as a wiggler. And yeah, you can probably tell why they're called wigglers based on how much they wiggle. But over the next few days, this will eat food and literally evolve into a fully grown mosquito. It will actually be one of the craziest things you'll ever see. Oh, but yeah, I almost forgot. We don't just have one. We have 1,000 mosquitoes that we're going to be raising. And only a minute later, another wiggler started to wiggle out, then another. And soon enough, this tank was starting to get overrun with our new pets. I have to be so careful in this video. Oh my gosh, this is so weird. Literally 1,000 mosquito larvae are right here. But if we want them to turn into real mosquitoes, there's a couple things we gotta do to speed up their growth process. Of course, starting with feeding them. And I don't even know what these things eat. I mean, they're practically microscopic at this stage. Yeah. I mean, I guess let me just search, what do mosquito larvae eat? Enter. And it looks like they eat microscopic organic matter. Oh, I actually have an idea of how I could do this.
What the
this
fuck?
is fish food. Yeah, not super special, but for when the larvae are this small, it works perfectly to crush up into tiny little pieces.
Is it not already crushed?
After dropping in some of this crushed food, it sinks down to the bottom for the larvae to start eating. Since the larvae
what camera do you have to get to zoom in to see this clearly? Like, you gotta zoom in like overly.
It's so hard to see, but you can kind of make out the shape of its mouth.
Fuck mosquitoes.
Closely right here. It's insane how there's a brain and actual life in something this tiny. Anyways, you can see they tried to eat most of this food, but it's still a bit big. So once it dissolves into the water, it'll become even easier for these guys to eat it. But things get fun quickly because these wigglers more than double in size every 24 hours. So I have a feeling if we come back tomorrow, these guys are going to be a lot bigger. Good morning, Terra Greeners. I just woke up. The mosquitoes are probably bigger now. I haven't really checked though.
I feel like I can see them.
I haven't even zoomed in yet, and wait, you can literally see. Oh my gosh. Yeah, if you can't tell by this footage, the larvae are so much bigger now. And when I turned on my camera to record them in detail, I was amazed by how much they grew literally overnight. The day before, this was the most zoomed in footage I could get of these guys. But now, the larvae almost filled up the entire frame, and look at how much more detail.
Well, they got heads now.
At the bottom is their heads, and they're so big already, we can make out their mouth a lot easier, and we can even see their tiny little eyes. These guys are so cool because you can literally see how their mouth works as a little boat motor essentially, and they can just use it to slowly drift among the water surface. Sometimes they'll even curl up and start sucking up microscopic food particles from the surface. Okay, well this video is all about doing the funnest experiments with the mosquitoes, so next up, I want to test their light instincts. Because if you didn't know, adult flying mosquitoes are
no.
Light. I mean, they'll just swarm light at night.
That shit just gives me like PTSD.
Starts when they are babies. Well, to figure it out, I turned off all the lights in my garage and watched what they did. Pretty quickly, the larvae actually started to rise to the surface way more. If you remember, most of the larvae were spending most of their time together, sort of near the bottom of the tanks when the lights were on. But yeah, with the lights off, they all like to be on the surface apparently. Okay, that's pretty interesting. But now what I want to do is take this super bright studio light and position it pointing right at the side of the enclosure. So that way we can turn it on.
There we go. And we can see what they do. Yeah, let's see.
And literally the second after turning on this light, like magic, the larvae started to migrate away from it. And they all started to gather up on the right side as far away from the light as possible.
Wait, so these guys are moving away from the light. Huh, that's interesting. The fully grown mosquitoes, they'll completely swarm lights. But when they're larvae, they will completely avoid it.
So to confirm my theory, I turned off this light and
you gotta put it on the other side. That's
and
what I'm
immediately
saying.
the larvae did exactly what I thought they would, and they went back to the left side. Since I could kind of control where they were, I thought it'd be funny to kind of just swap the lights on and off on each side and, you know, make them do some exercise. Listen, okay, I gotta train some strong, capable mosquitoes for when I put them up against a pile of blood. It's gonna be so interesting.
Dang, that is actually so cool to watch how they do that. And apparently they do this because they don't want to get eaten by fish, of course. And if they're in the darkness, then it's obviously harder for the fishes to see them. But actually, very interestingly, while I was doing that last test, if I go and stir the floor around like that and zoom in, you can see there's tons of what almost looks like just dead mosquito larvae that is just drifting around in the
shedding
water.
skin.
Don't worry for a second, I thought something was going around killing all the mosquitoes, but don't worry, I actually figured out that these are not dead mosquito larvae.
You see, what these are actually the old skin of our current larvae. You see, these guys apparently shed off their old skin 4 times before becoming a flying mosquito. Basically, just like how other animals will molt their skin off when it's time to grow bigger.
So of course, now that I know that, for the next experiment, I gotta see if I can capture on camera a shot of them molting. Basically, what I'm gonna do is go and move my lights back to the, you know, the back of the enclosure. And basically, that's gonna cause all the larvae to go and swim to the front. And then I can just leave my camera running for like 24 hours, and surely I could capture at least one of these guys molting to get that shot for you.
I don't know what the zoom on this bitch has to be.
I recorded this for like 2 hours, and after thoroughly reviewing all of the footage, none of the larvae actually shed their skin, unfortunately. But obviously, I was not going to give up. So I spent hours actively recording with my camera, watching every single larvae at the water surface. Apparently, they only molt out their skin when they're hanging upside down from the top, and after about 2 hours, I found this larva. You can tell he was about to molt by the fact that he was hanging upside down for a pretty long time without moving, and every now and then, he would try and twitch to squeeze out of his old skin. If you look very closely right here, you can see his old skin starting to slide up and off, and this white part right here is his new skin underneath. But after watching this guy for like another hour, all of a sudden he just started to float down, and he fell all the way to the floor and completely stopped moving. Yeah, apparently the molting process is actually really grueling for mosquitoes, and there's a chance that they can use all their energy
fucking die
and die, which I guess.
I mean, I didn't know mosquitoes made underwater. This nigga just died because he couldn't open his skin. Oh my gosh, what the fuck? Yeah, I didn't know mosquitoes could die from being underwater either. I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of crazy. But bro, we're learning it's science.
Molting because of how hard it is to catch. So you can't complain about how trash this footage quality is. But anyways, you can see it started to shake violently. And it started to slide out of its old skin. This dark part is his new skin, and eventually he was able to fully slide out. Only his molt was left behind. It's so cool to watch this happen. And after it does, the new larvae swims away and leaves the old skin behind, which that skin will probably get eaten by another larvae very soon for some protein.
Let's go. I'm so happy we just got to see that. But in fact, I just spent so long trying to get that shot that almost all of our larvae now are pretty much fully grown, meaning yes, we're about to have 1,000 mosquitoes hatching in just a matter of days.
I pray you put a cover on this bitch. I don't want there to be mosquitoes flying everywhere. That just sounds like a bad idea. Yeah, bro. Imagine 1,000 mosquitoes just flying around in your fucking room. Oh my gosh. I would genuinely like that would actually be like so irritating. I might just end it. I'm not even trolling.
Some sort of containment system. Oh man.
Now,
that would definitely be a reason why.
In my garage, which would actually be a perfect fit to put over our current tank. So when the
not gonna lie, bro, that little wire, bro, mosquitoes are tiny, bro. They finna slip through that bitch, bro.
Mosquitoes hatch, they won't be able to just fly away. But obviously, there's a big opening on the bottom, which would be bad if we had to move this. All the mosquitoes would get out. So what I did was put our current tank in here while the big one was sideways. And then I got this piece of clear acrylic that I'm going to be able to attach to the front.
There's holes in it.
It's going to make sure no mosquitoes can get out. But you're probably wondering why I got all these massive holes right here. Well, what I'm going to do is this. And as you can see, I just put mesh in each of the corners.
What about the
air can get in. But I left this hole open in the middle so I can put a little door here so we'll be able to put stuff in, but mosquitoes won't be able to get out.
It's pretty simple to make though, because all we gotta do is attach this little sleeve contraption I made
Oh,
and
shit.
put a clamp on the end.
Basically how it works
Okay,
is
I was
if you
about
want
to
to put
say.
your arm inside, you go ahead and take off the safety clamp like that. And basically what you do is while you're holding it still, you gotta carefully stretch your arm inside. And then boom, when it's around your arm, it's very airtight and you can go ahead and put your arm inside. And you see I have access to here and the mosquitoes won't be able to get out. And it's very easy to go and take my arm out, keep it shut, and then I can go and put the clamp back on.
And after I had my dad silicone the acrylic on, boom, this containment system is done. But guys, there's actually something I didn't tell you about these mosquitoes. In their life cycles, there's a whole nother stage of life before becoming mosquitoes that lasts about a day. And when I came back the next day to my tank, I noticed they were already entering it.
Oh my gosh, guys, look at what I just saw. Take a look at the larvae in here. You see these little circular things swimming around next to the actual larvae? Those are the pupae, and that means they're about to hatch.
You see, these pupae are also called tumblers because, well, they tumble down when they sense potential danger nearby. But the coolest thing is how these guys look. They got these weird, scary-looking eyes. They got little horns that act as snorkels for oxygen. And of course, they look way different from a larva with that cool shrimp-shaped body. And if you're wondering how it looks when a larva turns into a pupae, well, this awesome footage from Backyard Bugs shows it. Basically, the skin splits at the thorax area, and very similarly to how the larvae molt, the new pupae will slide out, and yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Yes, sir. These guys are so cool, but we haven't even got to see the coolest part where they literally crawl out the pupae, and it's like an alien movie. It's crazy. But yeah, I don't think that shot's gonna be too hard to get because we're on like day 8, and check what has just started to hatch. Yep, that is a mosquito. There's like 3 mosquitoes in here right now, so it shouldn't be long till we have.
Wait, what's it gonna do with these after the video though? Like, do you just keep them or like
they get closer to turning into
throw that bitch out or
Since
like?
this pupae is bright white, I know he won't be hatching anytime soon, but these pupae here are extremely
He dark as
meaning
fuck.
The mosquito is right under that skin, ready to crawl out.
So to make the shot even easier to get, I'm gonna suck all the darkest pupae up into this little pipette and put them in this container to make it easier to record.
Now, since the mosquitoes have already started to hatch,
if
I
them
actually had to use
bitches
the door I made
start
to get my hand
flying-
inside so they wouldn't escape. And I
Wait,
used my little
how did you
pipette
get
to
the
start sucking
pipette?
up as many of the dark pupae as I could. Then I put them into a temporary container and I started to film. Thankfully,
What
the
if they
pupae hatch
like
within only
hatch
a few
and fly
hours
out?
of turning black, so it was literally only about an hour of recording till I caught this on camera. Out of nowhere, this pupa here started to straighten out its tail. This makes a little tunnel here for the head of the mosquito to start squeezing out. It's so nasty, but you can see how this area here just keeps inflating. The mosquito is literally being born in front of our eyes.
Oh,
and
shit.
You can see how it's leaving
Oh,
the clear
shit.
skin behind. All of a
Oh.
sudden, this little mouth pops out.
You gotta
here
kill him
that
with
they use
fire?
to suck blood,
Damn.
And soon after, you can see his wings.
Look, I'm
pop
all for killing
Oh
mosquitoes. But damn, burning them? Nah, fuck it, burn them bitches. I'm not gonna lie. Fuck it, burn
guys,
them.
this is insane.
Burn them bitches. Burn them to the fucking ground. Mosquitoes K.
Wait, this is happening.
I'm not jacking it.
now.
Finally, the legs stop sticking to the body, and bada bing, bada boom, that's how a mosquito is born. They'll basically stand here for like half an hour while they wait for their body and wings to harden up.
Unfortunately, I am not allowed to just let this guy fly out. Yeah, when you
That's
have
what I'm saying.
mosquitoes in your house, it is just illegal to let them escape. So
How do you
I'm
even
gonna
know
try
that?
to move them into this tank, but if I can't do it, I do
Kill
this
it.
here.
But thankfully, I didn't have to use that since it was super easy to just grab it with tweezers and let it loose in the containment system.
I would've
Mosquitoes,
killed
bro,
all them
that was one of
bitches.
the coolest things I have seen.
Well, guys, it's been another few days, and I'm proud to say we have 100+ mosquitoes now. I mean, we got tons just flying around.
How do you put the
We got
blood in?
even
I guess we'll
more
find
just
out.
Sitting all over the glass, and that's not even to mention all the mosquitoes just hiding around.
Now, I can test these guys with my last 2 mosquito experiments, starting with sticking my hand inside of the tank of mosquitoes.
But in addition to my hand going in there, I've also got a couple kinds of mosquito repellent. So we can test if these things actually work. I am definitely about to get bit.
So, I started to apply the first mosquito repellent to my arm by spraying it. You see, mosquitoes are insanely attracted to the scent and heat of human skin, but somehow the spray stuff completely blocks all of those and messes with the mosquito senses.
Theoretically, when I stick my hand in there, I shouldn't get bit. Well, I guess let's just do this.
And as I stuck my hand in, I got very nervous. I hate mosquito bites.
They're flying very close, but yeah, I don't think they can even sense that this is a hand right now.
Yeah, I literally left my hand in
You
there
left your
another
hand to
30
get
seconds,
bit?
and
What the
not a
fuck?
single mosquito even landed on it. When normally they would definitely be swarming it.
Dang, this stuff works good. If you need some
Oh, he
mosquito
put on bug
repellent,
spray.
I
I'm
recommend
bugging.
this brand. It's not sponsored or anything, but it's pretty good. But now the second mosquito repellent I want to test. Well, you see this
Are you
app
testing
right here?
mosquito
This app claims
repellents?
to literally make a sound that will repel mosquitoes. Oh, do you hear that? It's like a high-pitched buzz. Okay, well, let's see if this works.
Now I've heard these apps are myths, but as I put my hand inside, the mosquitoes weren't instantly swarming it. In fact, they were acting kind of similar to earlier when I was testing the spray stuff, even though I had
did you use a
thoroughly
different
washed it
hand?
all off my
Oh, you
hand.
washed
Maybe
it,
these
okay.
apps actually do work. That was until I found this when I took my hand out.
Okay, for a second, I thought this app actually worked. Let me turn off this ear-piercing sound. But then I realized I actually got bit, like, right there. Yeah, I can
Gotcha,
definitely
bitch.
feel it. It's starting to itch and stuff. Don't use these apps, guys. I can assure you they are fake, but I guess this stuff kind of does work.
Anyways, now it's time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Mosquitoes versus blood.
And yes, I actually have a jar of blood from a cow. Oh my gosh.
Now, in order to make this have a chance to work, I had to fill up this little container with a bunch of blood, and then I put some saran wrap on top. This way, the mosquitoes could stay.
My nigga. Where the fuck did you get the blood? Can we answer that question? What do you mean you just have a thing of blood in this bitch? Where the fuck did you get that? Where the fuck did you just get cow? Yo, I'm not gonna lie, this nigga just be having
Stick their little mouthpiece through
This
it.
nigga
and
said
get
I have
filled up
cow
with
blood. What the
if
fuck?
they're hungry. Finally, I just warmed it up in the microwave so it would recreate the temperature that mosquitoes like, and I put it inside the tank. Let's see what these mosquitoes do. Now, for the first like 20 minutes, pretty much none of the 100 mosquitoes were interested. They were kind of just hiding around and not moving much, so I kept trying tons of new stuff, like dimming the lights, because apparently mosquitoes don't like to eat under the bright light. And after trying so much stuff and recording for hours, not a singular mosquito tried to eat this blood. And that's cool.
Yo, do I know you?
Footage, you can see mosquitoes literally only take a couple seconds to land on an arm and get completely filled up with blood. But for some reason, they only like to drink blood from arms and not just liquid blood.
No, the camera. What's wrong with my camera?
Like
Oh shit, I'm bugging
literally
out.
all the
Hold
mosquitoes
on.
had
Good
gathered
call.
up on the other side of the enclosure to avoid it.
Yeah, I literally just tried to record this for 2 days.
I'm
None of the
tweaking.
mosquitoes were interested. I didn't want to have to not upload the video just because the last
Wait,
experiment
alright, hold
failed.
on.
The
I'm gonna
whole
let y'all
point
see
of
what
the
happened
channel
because
is
I
to
also
get
didn't see what happened
crazy
because I wasn't paying
animal.
Yeah, popular mosquitoes inside the tank. Let's see what these mosquitoes do. Now, for the first like 20 minutes, pretty much none of the 100 mosquitoes were interested. They were kind of just hiding around and not moving much.
See, this is why I fuck with you, Penny Gang.
Like dimming the lights.
You be calling me out like
mosquitoes don't like to
bro.
eat
I don't know what I would do
light.
without you,
After
honestly.
trying so much stuff and recording for hours, not a singular mosquito tried to eat this blood. And this
cow
footage,
blood.
You can see mosquitoes literally only take a couple seconds to land on an arm and get completely filled up with blood.
Maybe they
But
just
for
like the
some
chase.
reason, they only like to drink blood from arms and not just liquid blood, apparently.
That might
like we
be
have
true.
Here. Literally, all the mosquitoes had gathered up on the other side of the enclosure to avoid it.
Yeah, I literally just tried to record this for 2 days. None of the mosquitoes were
fuck.
interested. I didn't want to have to not upload
They like-
the video
they like the
just
hunt.
because the last experiment failed. The whole point of the channel is to get crazy animal ideas and see if they're actually possible. Unfortunately, this one wasn't, but all the other experiments were.
So how did you get rid of all of these mosquitoes?
Which was just so interesting to
That
watch.
is my
I had to
question.
upload this. Hopefully you guys learned something new and were entertained. And about these mosquitoes, I had to buy this massive freezer to terminate the colony because that's just legally required after
Oh, yeah, I was
filming
about
with
to say.
mosquitoes to ensure none of them escape. So I'm gonna get to doing that, guys. But I guess see you later. Goodbye.
See,
I'll never forget
see
his
ya.
words. He said.